Hi guys, and today I'm going to talk about Sunderland's January transfer window and give you my thoughts. Am I happy with it? Am I not happy with it? So let's get started. So first of all was Try Hugh, joined from Linsfield for 200k. What happened with Solomon Johnson before he got sacked up there? I didn't do a video. Refused to play him. If you got what I mean, saying that he wasn't ready for it, but he is a kid with a lot of potential, and he will does deserve a chance, and I hope that when the manager comes in, he will get his chance to prove what he can do. If you get what I mean, I'm not. So yeah, besides Danny Bath from Stoke up the free transfer, I think it's a decent signing if you believe a back three as his first game against Portsmouth showed how good he is in a back three, in the middle of a back three. The game against Bolton was awful, but he got good experience, played quite a lot in the Championship like this year before dropping down, and I believe that if you play him in the right system, in the right team, if you like, pretty much, I do think you've got a really, really, really good centre back for League One levels. So yeah. Pat Roberts signed for Man City is up to I think it was 3 million. I think Pat Roberts is one of them players like Alex Pritchard, I'll get on to Jack Clark in a minute, where if you can get them playing, it will be a really, really good signing, especially at this level, and he will be a proper player at this league. At League One level, the problem is, can we get him playing though? I'm happy as a permanent deal to the point where he'll do like if he does well, he's our player, if you get what I mean. And I think he's a player that the new manager needs to try and get the best out of, like where was it he Celtic days like a few years ago. Apparently did well at Derby last year. So yeah. Jack Clark arrived on London Top Hotspur. I still wondered, do we need Jack Clark? Especially the wingers of club. We tried to get rid of Gooch yesterday, but he chose to stay. And then you've still got McGady, you've got Roberts, you've got Diaku, and then you've got if you want you've got Embleton, Pritchard, who can also play on the wing. So it's a bit of a weird one, but I think Jack Clark is a very good young player, as we saw with his time at Leeds, where he was absolutely electric in the Championship a few years ago, and he is another one where if you can try and get him back to his days at Leeds, he will be another player at League One level, like Alex Pritchard, like Pat Roberts, who will be a very, very, very dangerous attacking player. And to be honest, I think it can't hurt and I'm so new manager will look at Jack Clark and be a player who there will be buzzing to work with. Yeah, then on to the deadline days, of course. I think I'm giving the best and last, but Gian Mattia joined from Fleetwood on undisclosed fee. This is one where we definitely need a central midfielder was good. Whether it was the type of midfielder we needed, I don't know. As to be honest, I do not know a lot about Gian Mattia, but what I've heard is very good. Fleetwood fans seem to be gutted that he went, and I think that there was Premier League and Championship clubs after him, so it shows he got a lot of talent, and I really hope that he can solve a midfielder, but his name midfielder. Let's hope he can do really well for us. Then on to Jimmy in the fourth. I'm speechless. We got him back. I can't believe it. I think the four offers you just a lot more than just goals, if you get what I mean. Like stuff like around the place, like stuff like that. And I think that the four will come back and really well, if you get what I mean. I don't think it was a case where he came back for the money or anything, although he will probably be a higher and play him above McGady, but I think that the four will come back and do really, really well. And I just think to end his career, it just made a lot of sense for the four to come back, and I can't wait for Saturday's game against Doncaster, the same place. So yeah, then on to the outgoings. Frederick Alvarez, like, was very caught by West Ham. He actually got sold as well. But what was my opinion on Alvarez going? It was definitely the right decision. Where Johnson was not here anymore. Didn't really fancy him, and I don't think that he pretty much I don't know if he enjoyed his time here, but he barely played. What says a lot, and I do think that was Alvarez good enough. I don't know because we didn't get a game, but I do wish him well wherever he's gone. So yeah, Will Harris has went to Barrow on loan. I do think that's a good decision. He weren't good enough like to be playing week in week out for Sunderland, and it would be weird too much pressure on him. And I think League Two is the perfect place for him to go developing another one where I think he's out of contract in June, when maybe it would go up. You probably do let him go, but yeah, Ollie Younger joined Doncaster and Permanent. I was a bit disappointed about Ollie Younger going, especially, we'll talk to Tom Flanagan in a sec, but I think for him going, it was like the best for him because at the end of the day, it was like both of fifth choice centre back here. He weren't really going to play much. He's 22 and he needed to like go out and play. As I do think Ollie Younger will go and have a very, very good career in the AFL, and I think Doncaster's a good place for him. And if they go down, I think he'll be a really good player at League Two level next season, and apparently he's already got off to a good start. So yeah, Josh Hawkes went to Tranmere. I think it was pretty much similar to Ollie Younger, where the problem is a year older, where he had to go like to get game time, and he was like fifth or sixth choice wing at 23, and I do think he's just another one where he just had to go and get game time. I don't think he's a bad footballer. He did well the first half of the season at Tranmere, a place where he seemed to loved. So I think it'd be a perfect sense for him to go to Tranmere. Yeah, Denver Hume went to Portsmouth on a permanent deal. I think it was best for both parties that he went as he struggled for game time right here. If you get Remain was second or third choice left back, the fans didn't like him, and I don't think it made perfect sense for him to go. And to be honest, I might get bad. I think he'll do well at Portsmouth, if I'm honest, where they play wing backs. He's out and out wing back. I think he'll do well. He can get forward. He's got a bit of a legs in him, and I think that's a good sign for Portsmouth. As I did like Denver Hume as a footballer. It's just the contract situation what stuffed him, if you get what I mean. So yeah, Jack Diamond went back to Howgate on loan. I think that this was another one that was needed, where we got so many players like ahead of him. Like after Clark came in, Roberts came in, and I don't think Jack Diamond was good enough. I think he proved in that game against Lincoln on when he came back, like, he wasn't really good enough. I thought he was like the best player, but like, he was great. And this thing where I wonder with Jack Diamond, especially if we go up, do we get rid of him? Because I think he's another one who'll probably be best off going permanently. If you get what I mean, where I think that especially if we go up, I would probably just find a buy for Dan, maybe and go with Dan permanently. If we stay down, I'll probably just bring him back while the players out of contract on the wings and going back out and the players that come back out on loan and use them as squad player. But yeah, Ian O'Brien went to Portsmouth as well on a permanent contract. He went on a 6-month permanent contract. That's my opinion. I wasn't a big fan of Ian O'Brien, really, and I do think it was the right thing for him to do with Leavers. He weren't good enough, really, and I think that he wants to play regular football, but I can't blame him, and I think Portsmouth is a good move for him, if you get what I mean. And I think if he's used right, he's a player who will do well, because I don't think he was necessarily used right under here under Johnson, but yeah, I can't blame him for leaving, and I do think it was right by the club doing that. So yeah, Tom Flanagan went to Shrewsbury the last action of the window. I was disappointed to say that Flanagan goes. To be honest, up until a few weeks ago, he was Sunderland's best player in my opinion, and I think it was very stupid letting him go and not getting a replacement. And of course, there was rumours with signing a lad from Fulham to replace him, but apparently he failed his medical. So yes, I wouldn't have done it, but I can understand why Flanagan has decided to go out of contract in the summer to secure his long-term future. And I think for Shrewsbury, he'll do really well. He's a good League One centre back. So So I think it's been a solid transfer window overall. I like the players we brought in. The players who left, apart from maybe Flanagan, I don't think there's anyone who you can really say will miss if you get what I mean. I do think now that we left Flanagan go, we'll left sort of a centre back with Jemai come back from injury, right injured, then you got Bath and Doyle who dolly it in, but yeah, what can you do? Leave your thoughts in the window. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, view, comment and say yeah.